Twitter, or should I say X, the everything app. A very fitting name. On X, you can do whatever your heart desires. It's the digital town square, the epicenter of modern political debate, a place for sharing funny memes, celebrity gossip, life updates, engagement farming, rampant Holocaust denial, or AI-generated child of real people. If you hear all of that and for some reason you're still not sold on using Twitter, what if I told you it also has horror ARGs? Gregory 88 and The Sun Vanished are the two Twitter ARGs, or alternate reality games, that have been featured on Creepcast. The Sun Vanished episode especially was very funny.
I'm actually sorry. I just love the idea. It's just such a kid's perspective of the world ending. For those asking, I'm fine. I'm hiding out in my room. Oh, God.
However, the stories themselves have pretty lackluster endings, so much so that Hunter and Isaiah didn't even finish The Sun Vanished.
And then after that, the entire story goes dark for over a year, picking back up in October 29th of 2021. But considering it goes dark for a year and considering the current emotions of the room, Hunter, you want to call it there? You want to say that?
I think that is actually where the story concludes.
I think, well, they never posted again after that.
So I guess if I'm being honest, I don't even know how it ends. And let me tell you, I'm not finding out either. Because there is no way when an ARG like this goes for a year without any updates that you can expect anyone to bother investing any time into it. I mean, come on, pack it up. What are we doing here? It seems pretty clear to me in both cases that whoever made these ARGs had a cool concept in mind with no plan as to how they want to end it, which makes it all very anticlimactic. And there is probably a lot I could say about these stories, but to be honest, most of what I could say has already been said by Hunter and Isaiah. And you know, that's kind of the trouble with these videos. Not every episode of Creepcast that I put into the compilations has that much for me to say about it. Sometimes while I'm rewatching the episodes while editing, you know, I have thoughts about it that I would like to share, and this is a fun outlet for that. You know, making these videos started off with me wanting to complain about how bad Camp Oakwood was. But other times, the things I could say about the stories were already said by Hunter and Isaiah, and there is no good reason anyone should be watching this video as a replacement for Creepcast. And you know, I want my commentary in these commentary videos to be hopefully somewhat meaningful, or at least add something, even if it is just a bit of extra entertainment value. Like the last video, I really enjoyed the stories that Hunter and Isaiah read, and I wanted to talk about them, and I went and read more stories from the authors, and I wanted to talk about that. And then of course there was also the serious investigative journalism into who the real author of the hidden webpage was. So, you know, it wasn't all just fun and games. But these ARGs just did not make that much of an impact on me. They both started off kind of cool and you kind of get invested, but the payoff was just not worth it. Gregory 88 doesn't really explore that much of the mystery it set up. You know, it had some cool moments with the bald woman and everything, but then it just ends with a lackluster cliffhanger and nothing really happens. The Sun Vanished, again, as I said, I don't even know how it ends. It starts off with the sun disappearing, but I think literally years later in real world time, you have characters arguing about Twitter account ownership.
I didn't ask for that responsibility. I don't want it anymore. So fine, you can take my account. I don't care anymore.
Hold on a second.
It's all about a Twitter account.
So I guess if anyone watching was thinking about starting any ARGs anytime soon, before you do, you should probably think about where you want it to go and how you want it to end. Now, the Sun Vanished Creepcast episode was very funny, I will say that. The initial rough cut for the episode was over an hour long, so I was certainly spoiled for choice when it came to funny moments. But I mean, what's the point in talking about that? Hey, remember that bit in Creepcast that you already saw? Wasn't that hilarious? Do you remember how funny that was? Now that I'm telling you about it and how funny it was? Like, yeah, man, I guess. Although I feel like it is worth mentioning, I don't actually think this made it into the compilation, but there was a point in The Sun Vanished where a character says, long story short.
I lived close to a relatively large city, so you can imagine what I had to go through when riots started. Long story short,
And that hit me like a flashbang.
Not drive away as soon as I get in the driver's seat.
But you know, when it comes to these ARGs and when they start, there is sort of the question at first that people have to ask, is this an ARG or is this real, right? When someone makes an ARG on Twitter, they usually don't start off by saying, hey guys, just so you know, I'm going to start posting fake things that I made up. You know, that kind of ruins it. Although to be fair, I feel like most of what gets posted on Twitter is fake and made up. So I suppose the distinction you have to make is between, is this person deliberately writing fiction or are they just lying? But the moment that I knew for a fact that The Sun Vanished was fiction wasn't when he said the sun disappeared. You know, admittedly that was suspicious, but you know, there could be a rational explanation for that. It wasn't even the aliens with the flashing lights. To be honest, no, it was when a supposed Russian soldier said that the Russian military used a T-14 Armada to kill one of the aliens.
We shot a ship out of the sky in an old World War II anti-air cannon, and it attacked our camp. We killed it with a T-14 Armada, an armored tank.
It's probably more likely that an alien invasion causes the sun to disappear before the Russians start using the T-14. Especially in 2018 when this story was written. So that's my biggest criticism of this story. You should have just had them use a T-72. It would have been way more believable, and it looks cooler than the T-14, if we're being so for real right now. So what are the final rewatchability ratings? For The Sun Vanished, I'd say it gets an easy 8. But there's an important caveat to that. Don't watch past the part where Hunter and Isaiah aren't recording in person anymore. The in-person part is really funny. It's the episode where Schrodinger's cheese comes from, famously.
And when he was done with it, he was like, do you want the cheese? Is that experiment?
No.
Doesn't he give him cheese?
No. There's no. What do you think Schrodinger's cat is?
He's like, if you eat this cheese, you'll get out of the box. Is that not it? What is Schrodinger's cat?
If you get this cheese, you can get out of the box.
I thought he was just tempting with cheese. Is he not?
But once they're not in person anymore, it's really not worth bothering. The story takes way too much of a nosedive. Gregory 88 was good, but honestly nothing crazy. I'd say it gets like a 6.5. And I must add, especially since it is Twitter, his name being Gregory 88 is a little bit suspicious. So in honor of that, and just the general savory reputation that Twitter has, we're going to finish this video off by seeing how many clicks it takes to get from the Twitter Wikipedia page to Adolf Hitler. Now you can play along at home if you'd like, and it doesn't have to be the Twitter Wikipedia page. You can just go and click on the random article link, and then the game is to try and get to Adolf Hitler within 5 clicks. And not to brag, but I'm pretty good at this, okay? Now, Twitter has a lot to work with. Grok could be a good option, okay? Going straight to that. But you want to see if there's anything better. Free speech. Ooh, right-wing and hate groups. Now, that could be good. That could be good. Pronouns, town square, WeChat, misinformation, hate speech could be a good one. Anti-Semitism, that's definitely a good one to follow. You know, it does feel a little bit like I'm spoiled for options. And the thing is, sometimes that's a bad thing. Okay, it's decision paralysis. You don't know where to go. You don't know which ones to click. Sometimes you have links that look equally good and you can't decide which one's the best. Kanye West is a good one. Ooh, actually, I think that's the one we're going down. Kanye West. We could be able to do a 2-clicker here. This could be a 2-clicker. Oh yes, Adolf Hitler, there we go. Yes! Oh, it's too easy. It is too easy. 2-clicker, man. Come on. Here we go. I maybe sounded a bit too excited for Adolf Hitler there. Adolf Hitler, famous for the Beatles cartoon.
I paused and looked closely at the vomit, and there was the face of Hitler.
Jarvis pause, enhance.
Mein Führer.
No.
Wait a minute. Hitler committed suicide? the male mental health crisis takes another victim. Talk to your friends, guys, or they could be the next Hitler.